It's Fans Corner. Welcome to it, and thank you for making time for us. Our focus is still on the Nedbank Cup Kiona. We've just watched TS Galaxy against Mamelodi Sundowns at the Solomon Mahlangu Stadium in KwaMhlanga and Mpumalanga, and that game ending 2-0 in favor of TS Galaxy. Who would have thought? The big upset. I personally did not see that one coming, especially after Sundowns beat Orlando Pirates midweek. I felt they have so much confidence they're probably gonna go out there for formality. But it is what it is. That's what the Nedbank Cup is about in the first place. Anyway, if you haven't done so already, please make sure you subscribe to our channel on YouTube. It's Off Air Podcasts, and also check us out on our socials. On Facebook, it's Fans Corner, and also on TikTok, it's Fans Corner. Getting into the game, it's a big upset. Not disrespect to TS Galaxy. They are a formidable team. They are a decent team. We know that. They are former champions of this particular tournament. Now, when I looked at the starting 11, I looked at the Mamelodi Sundowns back four. Well, if you include the goalkeeper, you could say back five. With the amount of rotation that took place compared to, it's a completely different back four from the one that played at the FNP Stadium midweek. Also different from the one that played before that. When I looked at it, I felt, okay, I understand the rotation. I understand with cup competitions, you have to rotate and so on. But I honestly thought maybe two of the players that played midweek should have been in the back four, at least. It was my personal opinion, because I felt they are going to invite TS Galaxy. Don't get me wrong, Sundowns has amazing talent in all positions, even at the back. That's quality at the back there. But we haven't seen that particular combination playing together enough. And against, it's a big game, guys. This is a big game. The way TS Galaxy approached the game from administrative level up to the pitch, it's a big game for them. Yet you know for sure they are not going to come there to add numbers. They're coming there to win the game. Game is being played in a stadium that many of us did not expect it to play in. It's a very small stadium. We don't see a lot of games played in that stadium, especially at that particular level, which I think is a stroke of genius from Team Sugazi. I think we'll have conversation about Team Sugazi some other time, but I think it was a brilliant idea to take that game to KwaMhlanga. It was going to be an intense game, so I felt having five different players compared to the players that played midweek. Maybe I understand the rotation in terms of fatigue and everything. I just felt it was too much, too many changes at the back, which led to the demise of Mamelodi Sundowns in this particular game. It's just my opinion. Anyway, that's what we do here. A game, I think we did a video in a game against Kukune. Sundowns won that game. I started saying I enjoy watching these Sundowns games because now, in the past, because I'm a Kaizer Chiefs fan, I don't support Sundowns, but in the past it was difficult to watch Mamelodi Sundowns because they just look too strong. You could not see any weakness about their team over the past 10 seasons or so. They were just too strong. In January, when they played Skukune United and they won that game, I said I enjoyed that game because they won. I said I enjoyed it for one reason. I started seeing those vulnerabilities about Mamelodi Sundowns. I spoke about them in that video when we did the post-match reaction video. Did another video after that. Sundowns had won again another game, and I said I'm still happy because of the vulnerabilities that I see there, because we're going to see some competition. Not the way we would have really loved it. Sometimes you want to see competition because teams are becoming stronger and stronger. But this time around, I don't know whether we can attribute this to Sundowns. This Sundowns looking different to other teams being strong. I don't think so. I think Sundowns are not as strong as they used to be in the past couple of seasons. So for that reason, that's why I said in the Pirates, before they played Pirates, that I still feel Pirates are going to win the league. I'm talking about the league. And that's because Sundowns are very good at winning big games. That's I think the current Sundowns, they're very good at winning big games. What we call big games, when they go to FNB and play one of the Soweto Giants there, or they go to the Orlando Amstel Arena and win big games there. It's like putting paper on the crack, but there are cracks at these Sundowns, the way they are, the current performance. But because the cracks are there, but then when a big game comes, they win the big game. Then you apply paper on the crack, and we stop talking about the cracks. We stop talking about the vulnerabilities. They won midweek. We started singing their praises. This is a Sundowns south side that is back. But the problem is big games, or so-called Category A games, are not enough. We don't have enough Category A games to if we are talking the league, to win enough points in the league. Pirates may have lost against Sundowns in that big game, or so-called big game, but they would then go to, I'm going to make examples of stadiums that are, outside Gauteng. They'll probably go to stadiums like Hirigwala. They'll go to the Denny Craven Stadium and collect 3 points. They'll go to Nelson Mandela Bay, collect 3 points. And they might lose at FNB. They might lose points at Loftus. They might lose points. But because they've gone and collected enough points at these other stadiums, they still stay on top of the log. Whereas Mamelodi Sundowns, they'll go to FNB, collect 3 points. They'll go to Loftus, collect 3 points against the so-called big boys, and then they'll go to the Denny Craven Stadium and drop points. Then they'll go to Herigwala and drop points, and then and those games are many. Those so-called small games are many. Those teams like the TS Galaxies, the Chippa United, those. I'm not saying we know the conversation about small and big. It's a really stupid conversation, but I'm saying these are the games that we don't really, they don't get a lot of attention. The games that don't get a lot of attention, there are many, and they carry a lot more points than the games that get more attention. So this is one of those games that you would have thought, if it was a league game, the game that they've just played against TS Galaxy, it's a game that would have not gotten as much attention as the game that they played midweek against Orlando Pirates. So in a league, if it was a league, you would then have a Sundowns collecting 3 points against Pirates and then dropping points against TS Galaxy if it's a league. But this is even bigger than that, because it's not just 3 points. They've just been knocked out of a competition, a third competition. They are knocked out of a third competition, Mamelodi Sundowns. They've got 2 competitions. Well, arguably, not even arguably, it's a fact. The 2 biggest competitions, they're still in them. They were in 5 competitions beginning of, we can also count the Club World Cup, because it was just before the beginning of the season. They were in those competitions. The 2 biggest of them all are the ones that they're still in. It's the league, the Premier League in South Africa, and also the Champions League, the Continental Champions League. So if we look at it from that angle, you could say they can still save their season by winning. Only the Champions League can save them now. The league is not going to save them. They've won it enough. It's a gospel now. They've done it enough times. It's expected of them to win it. The only thing that they can do to save their season is to win the Champions League. They have to. If they are to have a better season than they did last season, they have to win the Champions League. Now, the worst that could happen is for them to go trophyless, which is a possibility now. You've got the league. You're not in control of the league, because the team that is in charge of the league right now is Orlando Pirates. It would have to take Pirates losing a number of points and Sundowns gaining a number of points on Pirates for Sundowns to come back and win the league. But that still is not enough if you're not going to win the Champions League. You're just defending the league. It's a norm. It's expected. They've brought a new coach in Cardoso to come and win them the Champions League. If they don't win the Champions League, then the season is right now. It would be a poor season. It would be a season of failure in their standard. Not to say they've failed, but in their standard, we know Sundowns as serial winners. They win multiple competitions, but this time around it looks bad on their side. We spoke about it at the beginning of the year. It doesn't look as good as it did over the past couple of years. So they could go trophyless. It could still happen that they go trophyless if Pirates win the league, which is likely going to happen. and they don't win the Champions League. And the thing is, the Champions League is not even guaranteed because they haven't won it since 2016. It's been 10 years now, 10 seasons now, without success in that particular competition. So they've got their work cut out for them, Mamelodi Sundowns. Coach Cardoso, I don't think anyone wants to be in his position right now. I think winning at least one of these domestic competitions would have been, one of those things to soften the hearts of Mamelodi Sundowns fans. But right now, it's really not looking good. And like I said, in the league, if they continue dropping points against the teams that you expect them to win on paper, while Pirates are collecting points against those such teams, it's going to be a problem. It could even end before the 30th game of the season. But we are here for that. We are happy with it. Those of us who support the rival teams. But to Mamelodi Sundowns fans, tough luck for you. TS Galaxy, congratulations to the people of Mpumalanga who at I think the stadium capacity, I'm told it's only 5,000. 5,000. The capacity is only 5,000 people. It's quite a small stadium. But the people who made time to go to that particular stadium and pack it up and create that beautiful atmosphere, congratulations to you. And congratulations to TS Galaxy, man. Great game. They did what they had to do, and they advanced into the next round of the Nedbank Cup. While I'm recording this, I'm also watching Pirates. Yeah, that Kazakh Stars team is really one tough team to crack. But we'll come back and do a video after the Pirates game. Otherwise, this has been Fans Corner. Thank you so much for your time. We meet again in the next one.